one of the most shocking stories that I heard from Rav Mizrahi, Sheikhye, is a story that's a public knowledge. Anyone that wants could even look it up. I'm sure it's in the archive somewhere. It's a famous story that happened in Eretz Yisrael, where there was a guy that was a construction worker who had a job in a different city in Israel, and he would go there, and it was a stay there for a few days, and come back at the end of the week. But as you would have it, one time the job took too long, so he told his wife, listen, I'm just going to stay here for the weekend. What's the point of getting home just to come back here late and so on? So I'm just going to stay here for the weekend. I'll see you next week. And the wife said, okay, no big deal. She hasn't seen him the whole week anyway. She's okay. I mean, it's very normal for men to travel, and especially in the old days, they used to travel for years sometimes. Years. That's actually part of the reason why some men had multiple wives. Permissible. According to the Ketubah, they would ask permission from their original wife to have another wife because they're going to live at a different place for several years. This is no longer allowed in Judaism, but nonetheless, according to the Torah, it's allowed. But in those days, that's because they used to travel literally for several years to make a certain amount of money and then come back home. So today, it's not so common. People usually don't travel for many years. Usually they would travel for a few weeks maybe, a few months even, but not usually for that long. In this case, it's not even that. He would go to work for a few days and then come back, a few days and come back. In this case, there was a delay. So he says, you know what, I'll just see you. I'll skip this return because it's already too late. And I'll come back next week. Okay, no big deal. It's an old marriage already. They've been together for 20 years. Okay, so, I miss him. He misses me. I love you. I love you. Okay, Well, Rabotai Karim, boredom leads to sin, boredom leads to sin, boredom leads to sin, and the guy was sitting in his hotel after work, tired, but all of a sudden he's in a hotel, he's got some energy. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? I don't want to go anywhere. Wow, nightclub? I don't go to nightclubs. TV? Oh, nah, I'm not going to watch TV, it's boring. What am I going to do? So he sees that the hotel has a phone book, and he decides to open the phone book, and he says, oh, maybe I'll order something for myself, some food, some this, some that. And of course he sees the escort service, Hashem Yishmor V'Yatzil, all the prostitutes. They also have advertisements in the phone book, in the newspaper, and in magazines, and even sometimes the paperwork of the actual hotel. So he sees one of those, and the Yetzer Hara takes over him, and he okay, I'll get one. No one's ever going to know. No one's ever going to see. What's the big deal? It's only one time. I'm here. I'm a guy. It's not going to, I don't love her. It's just a thing. What's the big deal? And that's what he does. And he calls and he dials. And they said, okay, we'll have somebody by you in the next 45 minutes. Hashem Yishmor V'Yatzil, Rabotai. He's about to commit an Isur Karet. He's about to commit an Isur Karet, but he doesn't even think twice about this. Doesn't think twice about it. He's figuring, I'm a guy, my wife is not going to be hurt by it because she'll never find out. It's not like it's going to be a relationship or anything. One-time thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, a person that makes sins, he's a Rasha. But a person that makes sins in hiding is cursed. Cursed is such a person. And the second that he put that phone down, he starts to get excited. He starts thinking things, expecting to see somebody special. And he does. He does see somebody special because as soon as the door gets knocked and he opens the door and he sees his 18-year-old daughter that's supposed to be in school, that's supposed to become a doctor, she decided to also become an escort, and he didn't know about it. And he starts screaming, and she starts screaming, and they're both screaming, and he gets a heart attack, and he dies on the spot. He was making a sin in hiding. She was making a sin in hiding. And they both ended up living a cursed life. This, Rabotai, it's not an individual story. There are other stories like this. There's stories like this that unfortunately happen more than once, and in some cases you'll see that it even gets worse. It even gets worse. I'm not going to give you the details. Hashem Yishmor. It even gets worse than this. It even gets worse than this.